Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have the first book of the series, and this is Set the Fire to the Gods by Sara Raasch and Kristen Simmons. So this is the first book I ever got from Vegan Box in their box August last year. Now it's been a long time. I do apologise for this being book only just getting read now, but I was waiting for the second book. I'm not going to be doing that next year. I'll explain when I get to my update video. Don't worry. So this is the cover. The cover is amazing, of course. The book was intense. As you can see, the end pages are literally a map, and I love that. It's so cool, and it's on both sides as well. Look at that. This is the hardback, which has got a nice grey colour with a kind of red spine. Red gold letter, whatever you say. The book is signed. I actually love this. This is so cute. So both of them signed, and then this at the end top. That got me when I was laughing. So we have a little thing that says on here. He knows, Maddox thought. He's angry. This is my death sentence. As soon as I step onto that stage, someone's going to ram an iron spear through my heart. But how did he know Maddox's name? Because he knows all. Because he saved your miserable life when you were a child, and he gave you to the mid attacks. Because he is a god. That was it. And I was like, dang. Guy gotta get things done. But dude, that was just mean. So this book was an intense book, to be honest. It had 3 different points of views. I forgot the names already. So not only they added elements to the story, but the gods in the novel also had made themselves accessible to the peoples. They ultimately governed their countries and given themselves castles in which the government. They addressed their countries and people instead of being autonomous beings. So this is remnants of a Roman mythology. So I was like, yes, I like these mythologies that we've been getting lately because they have been so interesting and so good to read. But not only because the gladiator edged with the gods themselves. The god came into power protecting the humans from the mother goddess who... The gods had teamed up together to destroy her. The history of the novel creates a mythology for the characters because it's the foundation of this world. So the gods go to war, but instead of invading each other's lands, they select their best fighters and the host of gladiators fight, betting their land and resources. So their aspects is thoughtful because showcases vows the gods care about their people enough to risk all their people. When honourable, the gladiator fights still put too much at risk, creating tensions between the gods and the people. So this book has a story with layers. There are layers to the gods and the layers to the stories. So this is the fancy, compelling, and the characters are what keeps the reader hooked. So the characters. Ash and Maddox are the 2 central characters that break up the story. Ash is a fire danger, and Maddox is an undefined posing as the earth elemental with the help of their adopted brother. Both are headstrong characters, but each has a softness that allows them to balance each other out. Ash's mother was killed in a gladiator match, propelling her life of a gladiator, and the abduction of Maddox's adopted sister propels him into the ring for the money. These characters are different things driving them, but their paths cross and mingle, and they unravel more than I thought. Alongside the development of the story, these characters grow and reflect the passage of the story. They balance each other out, both fighting for their loved them and their land, seeking to undo damage done by the gods. Admittedly, they do not start as engaging, but push comes to shove and they grow into characters worth reading. They pull the reader into the story. Their fighting energy makes them relatable and compelling. They grow and evolve into stronger characters. With their romance comes with it undeveloped. Their friendship is well developed, given their dynamic possible footing. There is room for improvement in the romance area, but the strong friendship that divides and pulls them together. There's no doubt that their romance will improve in this series. So the final thoughts of this was ultimately Set the Fire to the Gods is an incredible novel. Fast-paced, character-driven, and the layers of the story offers a well-constructed, unpredictable story worth reading, and I cannot wait to get into the second book. Literally, I have just started the second book. I'm in a few chapters, so as I just finished this, I started reading the first chapter, so I kind of get the hint, and I'm like, dang, like there's a lot of stuff going into it already. Okay, no joke at all. So I hope you guys enjoy these, and I will see you guys next time for the next book review, or the second book to this. Peace, bye. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel today. This is the second book to the Set Fire to the Gods by Sara Raasch and Kristen Simmons. So this is Rise Up to From the Embers. So, not much really about to say this. It kind of gives you the bit more of the first book, of what they are planning to do and to have more of. So I forgot to actually in the first book to tell you more of the synopsis for that book, and I didn't. So, funny enough, that first book synopsis is going to be in here. Sorry. So that first book synopsis says, Ash is descended from a long line of gladiators, and she knows too brutal the nature of war firsthand. But after her mother died in the arena, she vows to take action against her fire god, whose temper has stripped her country of its resources. Then we have Madoc grew up fighting on the streets to pay his family taxes, but he hides a dangerous secret. He doesn't have the Earth God's powers like his opponents. His elemental gift is something else, something that hasn't been seen in centuries. When an attempted revenge plot goes dangerously wrong, Ash inadvertently throws the two gods into conflict that only can be settled by deadly lavishes gladiator games. Landing Madoc directed in Ash's path, she realised that his powers are the weapon of her rebellion needs. But Madoc wouldn't jeopardise his family regarding how intriguing he is by a beautiful warrior. But when the gods forces Madoc's hand, he and Ash uncovers an ancient war that will threaten more than one immortal, and it will unravel the world. So that was the book to book one, and knowing from this book, I knew it could have changed or something like that, but basically I don't know how else to say it really, but let's just get through the we have, of course, the map, and then we have the spine. So this one here, it says, two gods are dead, the mother goddess has returned, war is rising. So fleeing the ruins of the Demimos, Ash and Madoc sail across the ocean towards their own possible allies, the water and the plant gods. But when Ash and the Thrashers attacks on their way, Ash leads to the defense by using a power she didn't know she had. When Madoc made the fire and earth god mortal, he inadvertently transferred their magic to Ash. Now, if Ash can get energies from the other four gods, she'll be powerful enough to end Athrash once and for all. But not all gods want Mother Goddess defeated. To stop her, Madoc will have to become the obedient son his mother always wanted, and Ash will have to take mercy place among the gods. To defeat an immortal, Ash and Madoc must fight like gods, even if it means sacrificing their humanity. So it was So I said in the first book that it was a 3-point view. It's not between two people, which silly me. So this is like basically this book is between Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Gladiator. In this epic duology conclusion about two elemental gladiators swept up an ancient war between immortals and human forms from Sara and Kristen. So, yeah. So praise for the first book. A high-stake warrior fantasy full of elemental gladiators for fight sequence and the pinnacle schemes. I can't say it. Familiar Roman mythology is blended with the two books I basically just said. And this was like a proper, like, manageable book to read. So, and I don't have anything else really to say about it. It's just a confusion to say what I can say to it. As for me, it's just a little bit complicated when you're trying to read other bits. But basically, to travel along each side's characters feeling their love, pain, happiness, and triumph, this book was brilliant, tied together each other with series, as though it was been a while. and stuff like that. And it was really interesting to see how they would work together. And they do defeat the person. I can't say her name, I'm not going to risk it. But to the point where they have to lose their own humanity to get where they want to command through. And it was intense read to read, to the point where you're like, oh, hello, this just happened, and now I'm confused. Why? I don't know, but the more I read it, the more I'm like, okay, I don't want to get the book down, but I kind of need to get things done, kind of thing. So, yeah. Like I said, this is not really much of a big book review, because obviously the first book is more of the everything to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time for the next book review. Bye.